One of the biggest tools that we have within the physician practice is the construct of shared decision making. Because what that does is share power between a team of clinicians and patients. One of the things that I have learned is that patients vote with their feet. Sometimes people may disagree with the plan, but don't have the social power to verbalize that. And so what they'll do is say, yes, doctor, and then they'll go home and not do it. And what we see is, oh my gosh, they're so non-adherent. They didn't come back for their visit, they aren't taking their medications, they must not care about their health. I've never met anyone who wants any of the diseases that they have, any of the complications. And so it's up to me to invest in knowing what you're likely to do so that the treatments reflect your preferences. Because really at the end of the day, informed, activated, engaged patients follow the plan of care. That makes them healthier.
For your diabetes to be successfully managed, lifestyle modification is the foundation. You can throw a lot of drugs at individuals, but if they do not focus on the lifestyle modifications, you will just be kind of chasing your tail, as it were.
Es tan importante, no estamos solo, oye, come esto. Es muy detallado, muy específico y muy entrelazado. A veces no saben qué comer exactamente, porque sí, como mi médico me dijo, tengo que comer más saludable, pero no sé qué comer saludable para mí. Mostrarle que es un plato balanceado, comer frutas, vegetales, granos, proteínas, lácteos.
It doesn't take a long time for me to say, what do you usually eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? I don't critique it at all. I try to look for where's the gap. If I didn't hear a single vegetable, then my follow-on question is, do you have any vegetables that you like? You want to just find something they're willing to eat and then sort of imagine with them how to incorporate it into their diet.
The other question is, who prepares your meals at home? Because I'm going to fail if I send it to the dietitian and she gives you this wonderful list of things to eat. And you say, thank you very much. And then you go home and your mother prepares you a wonderful meal. That's not modifying their diet. That's a problem.
We can also teach people where to shop. A lot of farmers markets have leftovers at the end of the farmers market that they make accessible.
Sometimes what we ask people to do, to keep a treatment plan, is impossible for them to do. It's impossible because of the way that they live or the way that they work. We do a lot of work explaining to people why so many bad products are available for low-income communities. Why the start in the sugars, in everything that's affordable to buy. Talking to people beyond changing behavior, right? But kind of bringing people together, understand why we end up learning those behaviors and keep repeating them.
When it comes to exercise, we like to see moderate to vigorous physical activity, 30 minutes most days. And the reason for that is that one bout of exercise on one day has an effect to improve glucose over a 24-hour period.
When I talk to my patients, I tell them, don't join a gym unless you really want to. You need to do this physical activity, but you also have to incorporate joy into your life. And so I want you to find a way that does both at the same time. But tell me the kinds of things that you do when you like to engage in physical activity.
So I like walking, I like hiking, I like tap dancing. And it's a lot of fun, a lot of fun.
Y claro, cada paciente es diferente. Un ejemplo podría ser, mis pies están hinchados, no puedo caminar, no puedo hacer el ejercicio que tengo que hacer y estoy aumentando de peso. Entonces, trato de decir, puedes hacerlo poco a poco en tu silla, puedes pararte regularmente, 2, 3 pasos, como a la cocina, regresa. Entonces, se sienten comprendidos.
Usted tiene su experiencia, yo tengo la mía, ella tiene la de ella. Todos necesitamos un poco de unidad.
We have this 3 message that we try to do all the time. How can we eat better? How can we move more? And how can we enjoy life together? Enjoying life together is this idea of connection that is important to, for example, diminish stress and anxiety. Community that we serve sometimes feel very isolated. So those groups helps people also to connect and to learn with each other. We teach them something new that they didn't know, but we ask them to teach each other because creating that network is important.
No es solo un paciente, estamos educando generaciones que vienen en camino, porque estamos educando a la mamá al hijo, el hijo a sus hijos, y es un progreso, es un futuro. No estamos educando para ahorita, sino para un futuro mejor.